Now today I'm going to be talking about white privilege and Jake Paul, who pretty much is the embodiment of white privilege along with his brother Logan Paul. Now you have probably seen it on Twitter, you've seen it on YouTube, it's been all over social media. Jake Paul was apparently looting. Now this video isn't really going to be too concerned with looting since I don't really care, but it's going to be more into how YouTubers like him, especially white YouTubers, see something like the massive protests across America and immediately their mind goes to, how can I monetize this in the most successful way, in the most efficient way? How can I get good content out of this? So of course I don't have to tell you about the protests going on in America against police brutality, where the police have acted like absolute psychos. I've tweeted many times, there is literally no difference between the way that the US police are acting and the way that Mubarak's police were acting during the Egyptian revolution. You look at the photos of both, you look at the actions of both, and it is pretty similar. And I know it's a bit of a tangent, I just want to say that it might be even worse in the Egyptian revolution because I'm pretty sure the US Army and the National Guard would actually crush the protesters, whereas the Egyptian army stayed neutral throughout the whole thing. But in that climate, you obviously have to be very, very brave to go out and do a form of legitimate protest. And of course, if you are a non-white person, a specifically black person, going out to protest police brutality against a bunch of authoritarian fascist riot police and National Guard, that takes immense courage, because you know you could be next. And there have been people dying. There have been police shooting African Americans with rubber bullets, which apparently sound lovely until you actually see one. I'll put it on screen. Would you like to be shot by one of these? Obviously causes really bad damage and can of course kill you. So respect to the protesters in the American Spring. But again, what does someone like Jake Paul think? This chaos, this real historic moment where you can use your platform for good, oh, I'm gonna go and sensationalize it. So he went down to his local area and he filmed some of the looting, basically. And it looks like he may have actually handled some stolen goods. So here is my brother Kavos narrating a little clip just to show you what it's about.
Honestly, shit's fucked. Oh shit! Hold it up high.
Closely at this clip here, you can see someone who loots the actual store hand a bottle of vodka over to one of Jake Paul's cameramen, I think, because later on you can see Jake Paul holding the exact same bottle of vodka.
Yo, Logan. Yo, Logan. Wait. Yeah, go. Nigga, that's not looking bad. Oh shit! Go!
So you saw there, he may have handled stolen goods, and again, like I said, I don't care. I don't care about the looting when you have a capitalist system that is built on the backs of particularly African Americans, but also just the poor working class. And when they riot, they want to start looting corporate stores. I honestly don't care. They're lashing out against the system. Go for it. Loot all the TVs you want and smash them. Steal from Target. I honestly don't care. And that's not the point of this video. But when you see that clip of Jake Paul, he's just very, very excitable. And like I'm saying, he doesn't have to think really that I'm going to die tonight if I am caught in these protests, because there is a very, very slim chance someone like that is going to die. Not only because he isn't actually embedding himself in what the actual protesters are doing, like, standing up to police brutality, he's just participating in what a lot of opportunists are doing in just looting random stores in the chaos. It's clear his agenda is to use this very, very serious moment and use this moment where thousands and thousands of black voices are really speaking out against police brutality, and he just sees an opportunity to make money. And these are the type of guys who are rewarded by YouTube, this clickbait, this sensationalization of really serious issues. And how much white privilege do you have to see something like this happen and think, I'm going to make content, I'm going to make money. And it's not surprising coming from a guy who has a family that he does remember with Logan Paul. And it's pretty infamous now, the suicide forest, where in a video documentary of his trip to Japan, he was first extremely disrespectful to loads of Japanese people, then he went into a forest where people traditionally kill themselves, and he saw a dead body, and he laughed at it, and he thought that was fine, and he posted it on his YouTube channel. And you think when someone does that, you know, is their career over? Are they still a YouTuber? No, he's only gotten wealthier, he's only gotten bigger on YouTube, and people have pretty much forgotten about it. So when you're a powerful white guy with a lot of money and a lot of internet clout, do you think there are any consequences? So when Jake Paul sees something like this, nothing goes off in his head that this might look really bad, this might look really disrespectful, even if he was going like he claims to document the protests. Surely something should go off in his brain saying that, you know, I'm controversial, maybe it's not my time to make myself the center of attention. We should all direct our energy to helping, you know, the victims of police brutality, helping the African American community. I should instead use my platform to link to organizations that can help a lot of these protesters get out of prison. Maybe I should use my platform for good. But again, when you're someone who's benefited from white privilege your whole life, which has been exacerbated by your fame and by your money, that does not go off in your head. And when you see your brother do what he wants, do one of the most controversial things on YouTube, made YouTube change lots of its ad policies, do you honestly think there's going to be any consequences? And there's not. People are going to forget about this. People are going to let him off the hook. And again, I see a lot of people complaining about the looting and that he might have handled stolen goods. Although that's bad because he's a multi-millionaire, why the hell are you holding looted goods? But the problem is a multi-millionaire who doesn't need money, who doesn't need more views, who doesn't need more subscribers, sees something as serious as this and doesn't think, I'll sit this one out, I'm not gonna make any content, I'm just gonna post a tweet or post an Instagram post. Maybe I could even make a little video telling people how to help. No, I've got to go down there. I've got to film people looting stuff. I've got maybe, you know, hold some stolen goods, and I've got to sensationalize it. And in one of the videos, it seems he got tear gassed, which, you know, I don't want anyone to get tear gassed. That's pretty awful. But I don't have too much sympathy. It's not like he was standing shoulder to shoulder with the protesters. He was just hanging around with a bunch of opportunists. So to summarize, his actions are just the epitome of white privilege. And it's just, you know, annoying that YouTube rewards people like the Pauls for doing all these awful things, and there's never any consequences. If he posted a YouTube video about this and he showed all this stuff, I doubt YouTube would take any action. Logan Paul obviously still had his channel. He got remonetized. He's doing very, very well for himself. One of YouTube's biggest stars. And again, there's one rule for white, wealthy people, and there's another rule for the rest of the people on the platform. I, of course, know lots of leftist channels that have been deleted and permanently banned, but apparently if your last name is Paul, you can do whatever you want. So this was just a short one today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you want to find me on social media, follow me at The Cavernacle on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook. Also, Reddit is a big one for me, so my subreddit is r/The Cavernacle. Come and join. I think we're on 88 members now, so it'd be cool to get 100, so go check that out. Also, my personal Reddit account is u/TommyCahill1995. Check out my Patreon, check out my WordPress in the description, and if you made it this far, thank you for watching.